the purpose, I think it should be more difficult. Okay, if it's worth doing, it's going to be hard. Anything that's worth doing is going to be difficult. Okay. All right.
The most difficult thing is to reveal all your shortcomings.
I know it is hard. It is hard, actually, to basically put yourself on display and say, "Here's me, warts and all." Right? But
no university will want it.
I think the opposite. I think that if it's part of a well-rounded application that has your achievements, your academic achievements, but also shows that you're an honest, hardworking person who knows that he still has growing to do, I think that says a lot. Who has a question? Somebody had a question. Yes.
I'm just wondering why you think that the personal statement does not play that important role in the whole application, if I understood you correctly.
Well, it's because that's what I've read. So it's not my opinion, that's what I've read. Okay. So I'm not saying that, remember, I'll say it again, it's not unimportant, but it's rare that just on your application alone you will get in or not get in.
Because in many cases, I mean
your essay, just on your essay alone.
The personal statement, the essay, is the only way that can sell you, well, that can show you personality and everything about yourself. Like you said, that the college readers or jurors are reading tons of letters and essays every year. I don't think
that's true. I mean, I guess
less weight to the statement of purpose.
I mean, if in a perfect world, I think it should matter more. I think what kind of person you are says more about what kind of student you are than your grades. But that's just the way that it is. That's what I've read. That only about 5% actually are determined only by the application. I mean, only by the essay. Only by the essay. Yes.
I would like to ask, so your presentation, does it concern only universities in the USA or European ones as well?
I can speak only for American universities, but I'm guessing that there are similarities in the application process of all Western universities. But I can only speak to American universities directly. Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm studying at school with British English.
Why is that unfortunate?
Unfortunate. I would like to go to America once.
Well, Britain's a great place. I'm sorry, go ahead. I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
The most part of English words and sentences which I hear every day, it's American English. So I'm trying to learn it, but my teacher she hates American English.
She hates American English?
She hates.
Oh, no.
I don't know why.
Maybe I should talk to her. Let me talk to her.
And how do you think, how many chances I have if I want to go to American university and write something like that?
How many chances? Or like what kind of chance? Like how good are your chances, you mean?
I mean that
Because you can apply every year, every semester, all year long, as long as you want for the rest of your life. I mean, it's expensive because you have to pay for it, right? But you have unlimited chances. But he's like, how good is your chance, you mean?
Maybe, because I'm studying American English, but only...
I think that a British university is not going to have that kind of bias. I mean, American academics, British academics, we know. I mean, English is English. Right? Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay.
May I ask?
Yes, last question, yes.
What are the restrictions? Is there restrictions of your sincerity? I mean, for example, can a reader say, why he's talking about this? Why should I know about this?
Well, you don't want to be like embarrassingly honest, right? Like so much so that like it makes the reader turn red. Right? But I think that if you just try and put yourself in that person's place, you know, would this person like to read about this without being uncomfortable? We don't want to make the person uncomfortable, right? So certainly there are limits, and I think that just common sense will tell you what not to write about. Okay, I have two sample essays I'd like to read to you. Okay, I have a sample of a successful one and then a sample of an unsuccessful one. Which would you like to hear first?
Unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. Okay, so the bad one first. Okay. All right. All right. I have always known I wanted to go to law school. Ever since I was little, I would picture myself sitting in a courtroom and fighting for justice. This is a dream that I continue to pursue and that I hope to make become a reality at your law school. I have worked hard to get where I am and have several qualities that I think will make me an excellent candidate for your law school. First, I'm a very hard worker. When I came to college, I found that the classes were much more difficult than the classes I took in high school, even though I took a lot of AP classes in high school. However, I rose to the challenge early on and have been able to get great grades ever since. This meant that sometimes I had to sacrifice weekend nights or stay up late, but I have always done whatever it takes to get grades that I can be proud of. Are you still awake? Okay. Second, I am able to balance my time and still excel in my life. Throughout undergraduate school, I have worked part-time, which has made it difficult to make my classes a priority. However, I have always been able to balance classes and work and do well in both. Third, I believe in justice, and I believe that law is the channel through which people can obtain justice. I know, maybe, is your honesty alarm going off, maybe? Every day there are people who are wronged by others, by the system, even by government, and their wrongs must be addressed. In America, we have decided that courts of law are the places where people will be heard, where their rights will be decided. I want to be one of those people who helps those who are not able to have their rights heard. Fourth, I feel strongly about service. Though I have worked and gone to school since graduating from high school, I have made time to be a part of many different school clubs that have provided services to such places as the Women in Crisis Center, the Food and Care Coalition, and the Child's Hope Foundation. Whether serving hot meals to the homeless or tying quilts for children in foreign countries, I have enjoyed the service I have engaged in, and know that it is something I want to make a part of my life. Law is a way to serve those around us. Indeed, law allows one to make one's career not just a career, but a career of service. Lastly, I know that I am qualified and ready to succeed at your law school. However, I don't plan stopping there. Someday I hope to serve in elected office, whether as a state officer or a state judge, so that I can continue to make a difference in my community. If you admit me, I will make the law school proud of my accomplishments and work as hard as it takes to become the best attorney I can be. Thank you for your time. I hope you will seriously consider my application. Right? Terrible. You agree? It's terrible. It's awful. He's a good person. I think he's a good person, or she. A good person. But this is a terrible, terrible, terrible essay.
Boring.
Yes, yes.
That's a structure.
It does. And what good does it serve? It serves no good whatsoever. The structure doesn't help. Okay, now for the good one.
It's possible to write new constitution out.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's like attending a session in Parliament, isn't it? Okay, so these are extremes. Okay, the bad one is extremely bad, but the good one is not necessarily extremely good, but it's different. Okay, it's very different. And this student got into Harvard, so yeah, quite good, huh? Okay. And I want to remind you, this is an 18-year-old. This other one was written by somebody who actually has finished college and going to law school, right? But this is a high school student, so it's going to sound like a teenager wrote it, but it's still quite good. Here I sit, my pen vying for equal time in my hand as some Connecticut School of Broadcasting flunky blabbers on, and my glass of Diet Coke wordlessly whispers of its passage from fizzy to flat. What am I, Sam? I beseech of my cat, who is disdainfully picking over the remains of his tuna entree and eyeing the purposeful plummeting of the sky's best snowflakes with the vigorous venom of a cat grown old enough to truly despise winter. Ah, he hisses, lidded eyes